Good afternoon and welcome to the Children and Family Affairs Subcommittee. Thank you all for joining us today. And first we're going to start off with a prayer that Representative Bricken is going to lead us in. So let's please stand and remain standing for the pledge, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Bow with me. Lord, thank you for this wonderful day that you provided us. Be with everyone here. Lord, let us keep you in our minds and hearts as we deliberate our legislation. May we do a service and honor to you. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's fine.
Madam
Whoever
Clerk, would you
designed
please
this
call the roll?
room made a mistake somewhere.
Representatives Bricken, Farmer, Gant, Garrett, Harris, Jernigan, Powell, Stevens, Chair Lady Littleton.
Here.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Members, do we have any personal orders? I have one. I think we should wish our Sergeant at Arms a belated birthday. His birthday was yesterday, so we thank you for being here and happy birthday and happy Valentine's. Didn't have a gray hair yesterday. So we have 10 bills on our calendar for committee today, but before we get started, we have some housekeeping to do. Item number 3, House Bill 1120 by Chairman Russell has been rolled. I did mess up. House Bill 333 by Representative Stevens is rolled 1 week. Number 10 by Representative Harris. Number 9 and number 10 by Representative Harris are going to be rolled 1 week. So starting us off is going to be Chairman Howe. Chairman Howe, you are recognized on House Bill 808. Properly motioned and second, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Committee, House Bill 808 is a cleanup bill. Last year, you may recall, I passed a bill that addressed the issue of illegal immigrant teens who were being transported into Tennessee. Many of them ended up in Chattanooga, and that facility is no longer there because of various issues. But as a response to the ad hoc committee that I co-chaired with Senator White, legislation came out of that bill to create what's called the non-traditional child care agencies, which is what that facility was in Chattanooga. According to DCS, the definition of the non-traditional agencies needs more clarity, and that's what this bill does. It's just a cleanup bill so that the regulations that were put in that bill for the non-traditional agencies is not applied to the traditional agencies such as Bethany Christian Services, which has been around for decades and do an absolute great job of taking care of our children in that category. So we work with DCS on this language, and I just ask the committee to pass it.
You did on the ad hoc committee. I know it was hard, and you did a good job. And I really like the way you're cleaning it up. So I think this is a good bill. So are there any other questions for Chairman Howe? Questions been called? Are we ready to vote? All those in favor of House Bill 808 moving out to civil pool, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Ayes have it. You move out to the pool.
Thank you, Madam Chair and committee.
Next, we have item 2 on the calendar, House Bill 91 by Chairman Russell. Motion. Properly seconded motion. You are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair Lady and committee. I do have an amendment.
Is it 3760?
Yes, Madam Chair Lady.
Properly motion and second. Do you want to describe it now, or does it make the bill?
It makes the bill.
So let's go ahead and put this in the proper position. All those in favor of drafting code 3760 amendment being added to House Bill 91, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The amendment is on. So.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Lady and Committee. House Bill 91 would allow the Department of Children's Services to disclose information about a case to the public if all parties involved in the case, including the child, are deceased, and all identifying personal information from the parties are redacted. And this came about on an incident where a child was killed by the father, then he killed himself, and basically DCS couldn't release enough information to tell what they did in that case to protect the child.
Are there any questions for Chairman Russell? Chairman Farmer, you're recognized.
With regards to, and thank you, Madam Chairman. So with regards to this, is this like after the fact? Is this law enforcement trying to figure out what happened, or is it DCS trying to figure out what, if there was any identifying factors that they could have seen to protect this child from being killed?
So, good question. After the child was killed and the father killed himself, of course it made the news, and a lot of people got mad at DCS because they thought DCS didn't do enough to protect the child. And as legislators, we're allowed to view cases, and I got to be careful what I say because we sign a paper that we won't disclose enough information or a certain amount of information. So this right here just allows them to say what they did, so our DCS employees are not getting criticized for something they didn't do.
All right. Thank you.
Chairman Farmer.
Answer my question. Thank you.
Chairman Russell, do you, anything else you want to add?
That's it.
Any other questions from the members? Seeing none, are we ready to vote? All those in favor of House Bill 91 moving out to civil full, say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. You move out to civil full.
Thank you all.
So next we have item number 3 has been rolled, so we have number 4, House Bill 62 by Representative Martin. I believe this might be Representative Martin's first bill. Well, we didn't. Motion is. So properly motioned. I thought your bill was going to die.
I
Your
about
first
did,
bill.
yeah. I got real close.
I
Thank
was
you,
beginning
Chair.
to sweat that for you.
Yes, thank you, Chair Lady.
Yeah.
Littleton and Committee. This is House Bill 62, which is an administrative bill regarding DCS.
Wait, I believe you do have an amendment too, right?
I don't believe so. I don't think so.
Was that a joke here too? I think there is an amendment.
Let me check.
It's amendment with the code number 3698.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, there it is.
Okay, does it rewrite the bill? Ooh.
Madam, I may suggest we roll this to 2024 to let the new member figure out what
Exactly,
I
right?
agree with you there.
Yeah.
You might need your back rubbed. Or crack, maybe I should say, or whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't be. Yeah. I wouldn't be too mean to him,
Well,
since he is the chiropractor of the year for us.
absolutely.
We're going to roll you one space, if that's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, that'd
We're
be
going to roll
great.
him one space. I've got to go with this. I'm getting myself lost. So next we have item number 5 by Representative McCallum. You are recognized on House Bill 565. I mean 65. Okay. This is too much. I can't. We'll have to work on this. It's me. You're recognized. And
Thank
I
you, Madam
think this
Chair.
might be your first bill as well, isn't it?
No, I've done plenty of bills before, Madam
Oh,
Chair.
I don't think so.
No, this is indeed
Well-
my first bill.
Okay, so we're going to need a motion and a second for it. So you're recognized on House Bill 65.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. Members,
Wait, do you have a amendment on that?
I do not have an amendment on this one. I double-checked.
All right.
No, this is short, sweet, and to the point. Members, this legislation basically changes the mandatory child support guidelines taking place every 3 years right now to line up with the federal government, which is every 4 years. The department is charged with submitting these recommendations, sorry, words are tough today, to the Supreme Court in order to maintain compliance with the Family Support Act of 1988. The legislation will result in long-term cost savings due to contracting with an outside economist every 4 years instead of every 3 years. So that's pretty much it.
Are there any questions for Representative McKellen? Representative Bricken, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. You think it's important for us to line up with federal guidelines every time?
Generally, no, but in this particular instance, I think we have a cost savings to the state of Tennessee, so I think that is of benefit to Tennessee taxpayers.
All right.
Any other questions? Representative Garrett, you're recognized.
Just to clarify, in the child support world, we are governed by a lot of issues relating to some Title IV funds for child support. So that's why it's consistent, I believe, to be it's no issue of lining up with when we have to promulgate these child support guidelines to update them every 4 years instead of every 3.
Yes, sir.
Representative McKellen.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Seeing none, are we ready to vote? All those in favor of House Bill 65 moving out to civil full, say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. You move out to civil full.
Thank you very much.
So next, we're going back to item number 4, House Bill 62 by Representative Martin. You are recognized. So you do have an amendment? Is that what you're saying? And that code is 3698? Would that be correct? Oh, we need a motion a second again. Properly motioned and seconded twice for you,
There we go.
Representative
Thank
Martin.
you. Yes, ma'am. We do have an amendment that rewrites the bill but
Rewrites.
keeps the language
Do we
pretty
have
much
a
the same.
motion second on the amendment?
Perfect.
So it makes the bill, so let's get it in its proper position. So all those in favor of putting Amendment 3698 onto House Bill 62, say aye. Those opposed, no. So you are recognized on the bill as amended.
Perfect. Thank you, Chair Lady, and thank you, committee. Again, this is House Bill 62. It's an administrative bill dealing with DCS and making sure their payment to the teachers in their DCS system at the youth development centers are up to par with the rest. Due to statute, they currently cannot get performance increases in their pay or longevity in this, as statute component. So therefore, that kind of locks them in. This legislation would amend that by removing the statutory requirements for those teachers, so they're not based upon local teacher pay, and then removes the prohibition of paying them longevity. DCS teachers would move into the executive branch pay scale, which would in return give them higher pay for what they're doing. Similar legislation was passed last year for the Department of Corrections for their teachers that do similar. So the main objective of this is getting our teachers, the DCS teachers, up to par, but then also making sure that we're retaining and recruiting the best teachers that we can in that environment, and then allowing them to get higher pay based upon their performance, which outpaces the regular teachers' raise, and then longevity pay, which most of these have served for years to our state. With that, I'll take any questions.
That was a very good explanation. Thank you very much.
Well,
Are
thank
there
you.
any questions for Chairman Farmer? You're recognized.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Would this also apply to the state subcontracted facilities with providers that run our other facilities in the state?
Representative Martin, you're recognized.
I do not have that answer, but
Okay.
DCS is here,
And
I believe, that could help
I can
us with
find
that.
out. It's okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, are we ready to vote? All those in favor of House Bill 62 moving out to civil full, say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. You move out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very
guys.
much. Next, we have item number 6 by Representative Raper. It is House Bill 339. Properly motioned and seconded. You are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to the committee for a motion and second. With the language change, this bill broadens in retirement who can solemnize a marriage. Currently, retired county commissioners, retired mayors, retired state judges, former county clerks, and others can solemnize a marriage. In the current Tennessee Code Annotated, the law does not allow retired county or local municipality judges to solemnize a marriage. This bill will correct or change this fact for all judges, although retired state judges already can do so and solemnize a marriage. And I'm asking you to consider the new language for all retired judges, and if the chair lady grants permission, I'll open the floor for questions.
Representative Raper, is this your first bill?
Yes, ma'am.
We got a lot of first ones today, didn't we? Are there any questions for Representative Rayford? Is anything else y'all would like to add for the solemnization of marriage? I don't think we've left many people out, have we?
No, ma'am.
Okay. No questions? All right. Are we ready to vote? All those in favor of House Bill 339, moving out to civil full, say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
Civil full. Next, we have item number 8, House Bill 338 by Representative Stevens. Properly motion and second. Is this your first bill?
This is not my first one. I
Okay.
presented last week.
All right.
So, and I got
You were
plenty of
recognized.
questions
All
last
right.
week. So, thank you, Madam Chair and members of the committee. This bill will simply allow the executor or administrator of an estate to deliver documents about the estate electronically or by personal delivery, in addition to the U.S. mail, which is what the current code says.
Are there any questions for Representative Stevens? Chairman, Representative Garrett, you're recognized.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing this legislation. Just a couple. When you say documents, what are they limited to any documents, or is it anything? As it relates to any kind of certificate of service, when you do anything on behalf of the estate, is it anything that would constitute a pleading, or is it just the actual filing the petition, which typically includes a copy of the will? So, is it everything that you can now do by email, or is it just the petition?
Representative Stevens. you're
Thank you, Madam
recognized.
Chair. The current code says that the executor has to mail a copy of the will to the beneficiaries, and the administrator of an estate has to mail a copy of the letters of administration. So the bill only addresses those things. All other documents would have a certificate of service would be governed by the rules of procedure.
Representative Garrett.
Good. That's what I wanted to make sure of. So if there's any motions or hearings that take place for the purposes of any disputes with the estate, service is not completed by email only. You still have to do a certificate of service that you mailed it to the participants in this particular probate matter.
That is correct.
Representative
Thank you.
Stevens.
That's the clarification. Thank you very much.
Chairman Farmer. Any other questions for Representative Stevens? Hearing none, are we ready to vote? All those in favor of moving House Bill 338 to civil full, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. You move out to civil full. Okay. Before we adjourn, I would like to let everyone know that the special adoption calendar is going to be heard on Tuesday, February 28th. So that's all we'll hear on February 28th are the adoption bills. So. And seeing no further business, without objection, we stand adjourned. That was just, just a lot.